Welcome back to my workshop. I'm Frank Williams, and today we're going to look at this, which is a Stanley Fatmax cordless jigsaw. Right, so before we get this out of the box, what exactly is it? Right, this is a SFMCS600M1K. Again, very catchy title. Now this is a 18-volt cordless jigsaw, which runs on the V20 battery platform. Now, the battery platform is relatively new for Stanley. They used to have a previous version, which was like this, which I'll show you in a moment. But when I bought this one, I also got a special free battery with it. Okay, and I'll show you that in a moment. So let's get this out of the box and see exactly what you get with the SFMCS600M1K. Okay, so that part number comprises of this as a kit, and the kit comprises of the jigsaw, a battery charger, and a 4 amp hour battery. Okay, so let's get it out of this box. It's a nice plastic blow molded case, quite a handy carry case. On the case, when you get it, it's sealed on both sides, so you have to cut down here to open it out. On the back, it gives you a few little instructions, but we'll just have a look at it and see what you get for your money. So let's get it out of the case. I'll turn it around so you can see. Okay, so you get instructions, a battery charger, the actual jigsaw, and one 4 amp hour battery. Okay, one blade. And that's it. That's all you get in the case. The case is quite sturdy, so if you do keep your tools in the cases they came with, this should protect it quite well. Right, let's have a look at these individual components. Okay, to start with, we've got a battery charger. Now I'm in the UK, so we've got a standard 3-pin plug. We've got, how long is this? This must be a couple of meters long. Or it's about a meter long. Get about a meter long cable. Battery charger is fairly straightforward. It's got 2 hanging hooks on the back here, so you can put some screws in the wall and hang it on the wall. It says input 230 volts at 50 hertz, half an amp, and output 18 volts at 2 amps. Now that's just the charger. It's okay for putting the 4 amp hour battery in. Indication lights here, you've got, it tells you its status, whether it's fully charged, charging, or whether it's in temperature protection. Now this battery charger will not charge the battery unless the temperature is below a certain amount or above a certain amount. Okay, and that's just to protect the batteries. Okay, so nothing special there. Loading and unloading the battery is a simple case of pushing it in, push the button to release. Couldn't be simpler. Okay, so let's have a look at the battery you get with it. Okay, so the battery that comes with the kit is this one, which is a 4 amp hour battery. Now you can buy the jigsaw on its own, just a bare body, and you can also buy smaller batteries like this one, which is the 2 amp hour battery. Okay, quite a lot smaller. I would always go for the bigger battery if possible. Now this battery is the SFMCB204. Okay, it says it on here somewhere. Okay, and that's a 4 amp hour battery. Now with this kit, what I could do is I could apply it to my Stanley, so the Stanley Fatmax's website, and you can apply for a free battery. Now this is only a special offer that's occasionally on. At the moment it's not on, but this at the beginning of January, the battery offer was on. I applied and I got a free 4 amp hour battery. Now these are, at the moment, they're probably anywhere between 40 and 80 pounds each. That's in the UK. The process of applying for that is fairly straightforward. Once you've registered your tool, you can apply direct to Stanley, but this is only when the offer is on. Okay, so that's the battery. Let's have a look at the actual body. Okay, so this is what you actually get. This is the main character here. Now it's quite a nice feeling thing. We got a rubberized handle here. We got a trigger lock here, which comes both sides, so you can use it left-handed or right-handed. The trigger here, so that's locked, that's unlocked. You have a setting here, 0, 1 and 2. Now this is for the blade oscillations. I'll show you that in a moment. On the front here we have a finger guard, and we have the tool release or the blade release. We have a pressed steel shoe with an adjustment here, which I'll show you in a moment. Okay, here you get an Allen key, which is for adjusting this, obviously. And there's not much else to see here. Now, one thing to note, when you're applying for your free battery, if you do that, you have to show the manufacture date of the tool. Now on this one, I don't know if we can see it, let's quickly focus. Okay, here, it took me ages to find this. This is the manufacturing date of the tool. Okay, it's actually burnt into the tool. Right, so let's have a look at these controls. Okay, with the kit you get one blade, which is wood. Okay, always choose the right blade. This one's wood, fairly coarse teeth, and there seems to be a bit of an offset here. Feels like not a bad one. The actual blade style is this, which is this T-shaped. Okay, now I believe that these can take a normal flat blade as well, but we'll stick with this one because that's what come with it. This is obviously a wood blade. I've got another couple of blades here just to show you some different ones. This blade here is for metal. Okay, it's got very fine teeth, and this one here is for very fine work if you want to do some really tight turns. These didn't come with the kit, but I will use these with this. Okay, right, how do we fit this blade? It's quite simple. On the front here you have a little lever. You basically pull that lever up and insert the tool, obviously with the sharp bits pointing forwards. Okay, and then release the lever. Okay, then that's the blade installed. Easy peasy. Right, to install the battery, it's again quite simple. On the battery here at the back, you've got a button you push which shows you the charge in the battery. Okay, 3 charges, lots of good go-go juice. Okay, when you're installing it, you basically slide it from the back of the machine to the front. I would always recommend pulling this lever down when you're installing it. You don't have to, you can actually do this. It's all very dramatic, but sooner or later you're going to break something. Okay, but you have to push the lever to release the battery. Yeah, once it's in, it's secure. Okay, simple as that. So with the battery installed, obviously keep your fingers away from this end. The trigger is here. As I say, it's a lock. Okay, with it locked, you can't pull the trigger. With it unlocked, squeeze the trigger, and it's got a variable speed on the trigger. Okay, and it can go up to 2,500 oscillations or strokes per minute, which is quite a lot. Okay, so you control the speed by the amount of pressure you put on the trigger. Okay, so there's no variable speed control elsewhere. Right, what's this bit for? Let me show you. Right, so what's this control here? Right, we've got settings 0, 1 and 2. Okay, it's just a slide. Now what this does is it controls the blade, the oscillations on the blade. So with it set on 0, okay, my fingers are clear of the blade here. With it set on 0, the blade will just go up and down, up and down, up and down in a straight line. Okay, with it set on 2, the blade will actually oscillate backwards and forwards like this when you're cutting. So if you're cutting through rough wood, to cut faster, you'll basically put it on number 2 and it basically chews into the wood as well as cutting it. Okay, so if you're using your jigsaw on hardwoods or metal, always have it on 0 because then the blade will only go up and down. So hopefully you'll be able to see this, and you'll be able to see this lever arm here and what it does. So set on 0, this shouldn't move backwards and forwards. All right, got my fingers clear. Okay, so that's stationary. But if I put it on 1, you can see it oscillates backwards and forwards. And obviously if I put it on 2, even more. Okay, so basically that aids with the speed of cut when you're cutting through a rough material. But as I say, if you're using a metal blade, keep it on 0. Right, now this shoe, can we adjust it? Yes we can. Let's see how we do it. All right, so before we try and adjust this, we've still got a blade in, so let's take the battery out. Okay, so that's removed. Now what we have to do is remove this Allen key from the back, if we can. Okay, that's where it lives, in this little hole here, so you never lose it. Now under here, what you've got is you've got a little Allen bolt. Okay, and all you do is you literally undo this. Okay, so it's not exactly a toolless change, but you undo that, slide the shoe forwards, and then tip it whichever way you want to go. Okay, so we'll tip it that way, then slide it backwards, and it should latch into a 45-degree position. Okay, then nip it up. Okay, and then what that does is it gives you a 45-degree. Now we'll do a cut in a little while and check to see whether that actually is 45 degrees. Okay, to revert it to its normal straight ahead position, obviously again undo the Allen bolt if we can, slide it forwards, turn it around, slide it backwards, lock it into place. Okay, so it's fairly easy to do, and once you've done that, obviously put your Allen key back, otherwise you won't be able to find it. Okay, so now that's back at 90 degrees. Okay, we'll do some cuts in a minute and see how accurate that actually is. So the paperwork that comes with it, it quickly shows you get a 1-year guarantee, you can get extended guarantees, and you can figure that all out if you register your device on the Stanley Fatmax website. The instructions themselves, it's got some drawings at the front. Okay, here it starts going on about power tools and plugs and cables, but obviously this is a battery device, so it hasn't got any cables, so I think this was just copied and pasted out of a different document. Okay, it shows you the process for changing the shoe, and it briefly describes the oscillations. Okay, at the back here we've got some technical specifications. 18 volts, no load speed is 0 to 2,500 oscillations per minute. Stroke length is 19 millimeters. Maximum depth of cut for wood is 55 millimeters. Steel, it's 8 millimeters. Aluminium, 20 millimeters. And the whole thing weighs 2.62 kilograms. Okay, so let's try and cut something with this. Okay, so for this first cut, we've got a piece of wood here mounted in the, just bolted to the vise basically. This is about 25 mil, or about an inch deep, softwood. Okay, in the jigsaw here we've got a wood cutting blade, so that should be good enough. I'm going to leave this on 0. Let's just quickly cut through it and see what we got. Well, made light work of that. Okay, bit furry, but it is softwood, piece of old horrible wood. Let's see if it makes any difference having this set on 2. I don't know what difference it's going to make, but let's try. Okay, in this case it didn't make a lot of difference. I should imagine if you're cutting some really rough wood, that would make a difference. Okay, right, let's try a little thicker piece of wood. Okay, slightly thicker piece of wood. This is about 40 mil thick. Okay, so still within its limits. I'll have this on 0, same wood blade. Okay, that was obviously harder wood, and you can see it got harder and harder because there's actually the centre of the heart of the tree here. So obviously that's gets harder and harder. Okay, but yeah, went through that without too much trouble. Right, let's try quickly cutting some metal. Right, so I've now got a stainless steel tube, so it's obviously metal, mounted in my little Stanley vise. I've done a video on this, it's really good. Videos here. Okay, what I've got to do to cut through this is obviously first of all change the blade, which is a simple case of push and release, get the new blade, push, insert, release, job done. Right, let's see if we can cut through this. Don't know how this is going to work. Let's just see what happens. Magic. Right, that's good. Nice clean cut. Yeah, I like that. Excellent. Right, so the last cut I want to try and do is I'm going to try and use one of these blades. Now this obviously didn't come with it, but it's a very thin blade. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do some quite tight turns. Just going to cut a shape into this piece of wood again and see how we get on. So obviously change the blade. Oh, I should have disconnected the battery, but I didn't. Okay, that's that changed. Right, let's cut a bit of a jigsaw-y sort of shape. Well, there you go, look at that. A jigsaw that can cut jigsaws. Nice. Right, I nearly forgot. What I want to do is do a 45-degree cut. So I've set up my jigsaw. So this is at 45 degrees. My idea is cut this piece of MDF with it like this and then see if it's actually cut at 45 degrees. So let's just quickly give that a go. Okay, I've cut me 45 degrees. Pop this off. Pop this off. So now we should have a 90-degree angle here. Okay, not the most scientific test in the world. Where's my little angle? Here it is. It's not too bad. I think for normal construction that will be perfectly fine. Okay, not too bad. Obviously using a guide rail for this would be much better, but I wouldn't be making jewellery boxes with it. Okay, good stuff. Right, so that's about it. There's not much more to say. As I say, it comes as a kit. You get the jigsaw, a 4 amp hour battery and a battery charger. When I bought this, there was the offer on to redeem a free battery, which I got from Stanley. Okay, so you have to create a My Stanley account, register your tool, and then proof of purchase, and then you can get a free battery. Now they do this offer every now and again. Definitely worth doing. As I say, these batteries are the V20 range, which is different than the old 18 volt range. Okay, and they're not interchangeable. So if you've got the older style of tool, okay, they don't fit, the new batteries don't fit in these. Okay, different range, same manufacturer. Okay, right, overall, is it a good thing? Yes, I think it's a very good thing. When I bought this, it was about £139. It's now February 2023. I think they've gone up to about £160, £170 for this kit. Okay, but they're not doing the redeem a free battery at the moment. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Where's the bloody Allen key? There it is. Don't forget to put your Allen key back. Okay, well that's quite impressive. I like that. Right, so there's a bit. Can you see my head? The camera's at the wrong angle.